Welcome, my dear students, to today's session. Today, we will talk about the craniovertebral joint. Let us discuss the topic under the following headings. Number 1, introduction. Number 2, components of the craniovertebral joint with brief description of each of the joint and their ligament. Number 3, some other related ligaments. And number 4, applied anatomy. You see the bones from above downwards are the occipital bone, below the occipital bone, first cervical vertebra or atlas, below the atlas, second cervical vertebra or axis. The joint formed above between the occipital bone and the atlas is the atlanto-occipital joint. Below the atlanto-occipital joint is the joint formed between the atlas above and the axis below. It is the atlanto-axial joint. The craniovertebral joint includes number 1, atlanto-occipital joint, number 2, atlanto-axial joint, and the ligaments connecting the axis with the occipital bone, that is membrana tectoria, cruciate ligament of the atlas, apical ligament. Now, let us know the atlanto-occipital joint. In this picture, this is the occipital bone, this is the atlas, and this is the axis. This joint is the atlanto-occipital joint, and this joint is the atlanto-axial joint. Now, we will talk about the atlanto-occipital joint. What is the type of the atlanto-occipital joint? Atlanto-occipital joints are a pair of ellipsoid type of synovial joints. Each joint is formed by articulation between the occipital condyle present on either side of the foramen magnum of occipital bone lying superiorly and the facet on the superior surface of the lateral mass of the atlas lying inferiorly. The facet of the atlas is concave, directed upwards and medially, kidney shaped. The articular surfaces of both bones are reciprocally curved. Now, let us know the ligaments in relation to the atlanto-occipital joint. There are 3 ligaments. Number 1 is capsular ligament, number 2 is anterior atlanto-occipital membrane, and number 2 is posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. Capsular ligament actually envelops each joint and is attached to the peripheral margins of the articular surfaces. The capsule is lined internally by the synovial membrane. So, capsular ligament of atlanto-occipital joint is lining the periphery, enveloping the periphery of the articular surfaces. This is the anterior atlanto-occipital membrane. It connects the anterior arch of the atlas, with the anterior margin of the foramen magnum. So, this one is the anterior atlanto-occipital membrane. On each side, it blends with the capsule. You see, this one is the posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. It connects the posterior margin of the foramen magnum to the upper margin of the posterior arch of the atlas. So, posterior atlanto-occipital membrane extends like this. The joints, the atlanto-occipital joints, are supplied by the first cervical nerve. Now let us know the movements permitted at this joint. That means atlanto-occipital joint. Movements permitted at the atlanto-occipital joints are flexion and extension, that is nodding, and lateral flexion. No rotation is possible from the atlanto-occipital joint. Hence, the atlanto-occipital joints are called joints of yes or positive expression. Flexion and extension take place around the transverse axis, and lateral flexion or abduction around an anteroposterior axis. Now, let us talk about atlanto-axial joint. The atlanto-axial joints are three separate synovial joints. One median and two lateral. They connect atlas with the axis. The joints move as one unit and permit rotation of atlas along with the entire skull. The atlantoaxial joints are called joints of no or negative expression. Median atlantoaxial joint is formed by the articulation between the dens or odontoid process of axis and the anterior arch of atlas. So, median atlantoaxial joint is lying here. The anterior surface of the dens presents an oval facet to articulate with the corresponding facet on the posterior surface of the arch of the atlas. The dens is kept in position by the transverse ligament of the atlas, which extend between the two tubercles on the medial side of the lateral masses of the atlas. You see, on this sagittal section, this one is the median atlantoaxial joint between the dens and the anterior arch of the atlas, and this one is the transverse ligament on sagittal section. Here we will talk about two ligaments. One is the apical ligament. See, this one is the apical ligament. This median placed ligament connects the tip of the dens or apex of the dens to the anterior margin of the foramen magnum. From this tip to the anterior margin of the foramen magnum. Alar ligaments. You see, these are the two alar ligaments. They are paired, lie on either side of the apical ligament and connect the odontoid process to the tubercles on the medial surface of the occipital condyles. The alar ligaments are stretched during flexion and relaxed during extension of head. These ligaments also check the excessive rotation of the atlantoaxial joint. Now, we will talk about lateral atlantoaxial joint. Which is formed by the inferior articular facet of the lateral mass of the atlas joining with the superior articular facet of axis. The lateral atlantoaxial joints take part in rotation of head and also transmit the weight of the skull through the atlanto-occipital joints. Lateral atlantoaxial joints are supplied by second cervical nerves. Now let us know what are the movements permitted at the atlantoaxial joints. The joints move as one unit. I mean the median atlantoaxial joint and lateral atlantoaxial joints. They move as one unit and permit rotation of atlas along the entire skull. The atlantoaxial joints are called joints of no or negative expression, as I have already told. Now, let us know the ligaments connecting the axis with the occipital bone. 4 sets of ligaments bypass the atlas and connect the axis with the occiput. The ligaments are number 1 apical ligament, number 2 alar ligament, number 3 cruciform ligament, and number 4 membrana tectoria. We have already talked about the apical ligament and the alar ligaments. Now we will talk about the cruciform ligament. You see, this ligament is the cruciform ligament. This ligament consists of a transverse part and a vertical part. The transverse band or transverse part is represented by the transverse ligament of the atlas. Already we have told about the transverse ligament of the atlas, which is attached on each side of the inner aspect of the lateral mass of the atlas. And this transverse ligament passes behind the root of the axis. The vertical part, this one is the vertical part, runs from the posterior surface of the body of the axis to the anterior margin of the foramen magnum. So, cruciform ligament, transverse part, this is the vertical part. You see, this is the upper band and this is the lower band of the vertical part of the cruciate ligament. Now we will talk about membrana tectoria. This one is the membrana tectoria. This is an upward continuation of the posterior longitudinal ligament. It is attached above to the occipital bone, just within the foramen magnum. It covers the posterior surface of the odontoid process and the apical, alar, and cruciate ligaments. It is intimately adhered to the dura mater. Now, the applied anatomy. Death by judicial hanging may be due to rupture of the transverse ligament of the atlas or fracture of the dens of axis. As a result, the atlas is dislocated from the axis and compresses the spinal cord with fatal outcome. That's all. Thank you.